Hey, all my friends out there. Yes, I know. Brace yourself. It's a surprise for you to know that today we're breaking out of our usual shell. And no, we aren't. Yes, we are reviewing an independent horror film today, a feature film. I know you're shocked here on the Final Cut, reviewing independent horror films, but yeah, I've got one for you today. It's an anthology film, and it's called Specimen 6. This is directed by Joseph Vogel and Jonathan Stone, and we get 6 chapters about of 6 intertwining stories that all involve a slasher in one way or the other. Specimen 6, who is a creature by design, a scientist who wants to try to use both science and the occult to create the perfect soldier. And as you imagine, things don't go according to plan. And we see through these short films various aspects of this story. This is a very well-crafted, micro-budget indie anthology film. Yes, I've got to get out of the way. There are some production challenges that you do get with micro-budget films. In some spots, the audio is a little bit rough. Yes, the sets are sparse, and so you do have those elements. But what they do work with their budget, I think they do very well. It's very effective. And these short films, while all of them deal within the same world and the same basic story, they also feel different, each one of them. None of them feels like a repeat, and I really appreciated that quite a bit. We get the opening one, Travis, which, wow, this short first chapter, it just turns on a dime. It really does. I did not expect the twist. I was kind of waiting for, like, how's this going to play out? And then when you do get it, you're like, whoa, you went there. Yes, there are some dark and disturbing images in this, folks, along with some nudity and some things that I'm sure may offend some people out there. But it just was interesting how it just kind of, oh, look, we're okay. And then dark. And a number of the stories go that way, especially the way the chapters play out. So this first chapter kind of introduces you to what you can kind of expect for the rest of the film. Now, we get one in here about podcasters going out and investigating, and they run across a very nasty individual. We get a little bit of insight into what this experiment is going on, and then we even get one that's a story that's almost completely told. It's short, but through security footage, which I really enjoyed as well. Again, mixing up the different styles, the different narratives, each one having a little bit of a twist at the end, but all culminating into a final chapter that just, oh, I did not expect this to be the final chapter, and what they do in this is extreme, it's dark, it's gritty, and we get to see a familiar face, Tanya Atomic, in a role we're not used to her seeing, but she's owning it in her scenes, from her delivery of her dialogue to the makeup they have her on. It was very much entertaining to see her in a role like this, and just it really, you could tell she was enjoying it. But everybody's enjoying it in here, folks, and it does all culminate together into an interesting story. It does end a little abruptly. I kind of would have liked the ending to play out a little bit better, but when you look at when they were trying to do a crowdfunding, they didn't quite get the budget that they wanted. What they did get, they made the most of, and I think if you're a fan of micro-budget, independent, like horror fest type films and enjoy anthology films, you're going to want to check out Specimen 6. I was entertained by this movie. Each story was interesting and well acted, and though you do have, as I mentioned, some of the aesthetics that you do get with a micro budget, they do make the most of what they have, and there are some really cool gore effects when they are used in here. They use them sparingly and use them well. So there you have it, folks. Specimen 6, I think, is worth your time. Very interesting. anthology of films, a very different execution of a basic slasher origin story. And yeah, I would love to hear your constructive thoughts if you see Specimen 6. I do believe it's out right now. I'll leave as much information as I can down below for you on this movie. You think you can find it on Vimeo for rental. I think, again, it is worth your time if you enjoy the micro-budget horror anthology films for sure. So thank you so much for listening to my rambles on these films. I thank you for your support. Check out our Patreon if you haven't already, and also subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Really helps us out quite a bit with those doggone YouTube algorithms. And until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.